to Podfight Vancast, your standard podcast about Cardfight Vanguard. Yes, that's right. Today you've decided that you want to play with a brand new set that's collaborating with an online video game, and you've opened up your packet and you look at your cards, and for some reason your grade 2 and your grade 0, they're the same card. Different names, but same picture, but that's okay. Because your grade 0, well, that's me. I'm your starting Vanguard today. It's Nate. Hello. Thank you for choosing me as your starting Vanguard. But like I said, there is a second card in your deck. For some reason, it's not quite your third. It's not your grade 3. No, it's your grade 2. We're only up to our second ride on this one, and you've ridden it. It's Ryan. He looks the same as me, but he's a different guy entirely. Say hi, Ryan.
Hi, Ryan. We look the same. It's amazing. We
look the same. I've always thought we look the exact same, Ryan. I've always said it. How are you, buddy?
Yeah. Could be twins. We could be. I'm good. So,
bit of a sore one today. Bit of a sore all over body experience, because you and I are recording this podcast a day later than we would like to, and the very valid reason, because as our listeners may know, we have a friend named Bart. Now, for Bart, we've had a Bucks party, we've had a wedding, and then we've had a friggin' birthday that he's just tried to cram all within a month. How many things I have to do for this guy is beyond me, but it was a paintball event. We went to the paintball, and I'm in pain. You can't spell paint without pain, and I'm there right now.
I'm right there with you, mate. And I was dumb enough to do my first field hockey game on the Saturday. So Saturday, full of pain. Sunday, full of pain. Monday, crying. You know.
Yeah. Mate, it took that long to get up to us, but we're here now, sitting down late on a Monday night for a Tuesday release. Yes, I will be editing this one later to the night, or as normally in the morning at work, and then on the train home.
On the train home. Yeah.
Probably what I'm going to do, folks. Today's episode is probably going to be a bit of a quick one, I think, because there is a few reveals. There's a little bit to talk about, but there's no anime.
No anime.
At all. Despite the fact what we promised last week.
I know. I apologise. I said, there's going to be something. From what I could see, it looked like there was going to be something. But
it looked like...
I apologise. I was wrong.
That's all right. And we've had some card reveals, but we'll talk about those when we get there, because it's going to be a bit of a different take, I think. And that's because I don't know quite whether it's worth it, but we'll cross that bridge when we get there, I think, right? You and I together both. But in order to get there, we've got to start somewhere, I think. So let's start at the start. The starting thing that we always start with, our starting Vanguard that isn't me today. It's the Oracle Drink Tank.
I don't want to know what you were thinking. I only care about what you were drinking. Hey, tell me, what was that drink you just sang? Right here on Oracle Drink Time. Yeah.
No, I didn't pause purposefully. That's not true. I did pause purposefully. I did. No.
I'm very confused on why you said that.
No, it didn't lag. Is what I meant. Brian, you were in a rush. Did you rush in time to get yourself a drink, though?
I did. Is people ready? I have the Batman cup ready, and
right. That's a big cup.
There we are. That worked.
What was it?
Oh shit! Now I dropped some.
It's in a stubby holder / beer koozie for those who are listening.
Got a Pasito. Pasito. I go Pasciotto. I don't know why, but
I think it's because I think you're mixing it between Pasito and Passiona.
Yeah.
But
yeah, it's good.
For those who aren't familiar with Australian liquid cuisines, it says passion fruit. That's all it is. It's passion fruit, soft drink, soda, pop. I don't know, fizzy. They call them fizzies in the UK. What do they call them in the UK?
I don't know. Fizzies. Yeah, we'll go with fizzies.
Yeah, was it fizzies? All right. Yeah. I'm going with fizzies unless I get corrected otherwise.
All right, my friend, what are you drinking?
Well, as you know, I'm a bit of a gentleman.
And a scholar.
I'm a gentleman and a scholar, much, and I'll tell you what I'm drinking right now. It's a gentleman's collection from the Lindemans, and it is a coffee Shiraz. I'm drinking a red wine that is a Shiraz blended with a dash of cold brew.
Okay.
Yeah.
How does it taste?
Do you know what? Well, because I'm not pouring it here, I'll do the sniff test for the mic. Hang on. It smells like a coffee.
Yeah.
And tastes like a Shiraz, but with a bit of a bitter, like a bit of after. It's like the palate on the palate is quite. There are significant coffee notes, and what's interesting about this is that a wine doesn't need, and there's a bit of a lesson for everybody. I don't think we've spoken about this. Maybe we have. Actually, we did with the chili wine, if everyone remembers. A wine is purely the grapes, right? You don't add anything to it. Well, this is sort of going in the complete opposite direction of a wine itself, and they've added coffee to it post. Still a wine, but it sort of spits in the face of a wine process in general.
Yeah.
But it's nice. It's fun. It's different. It's unusual. It's nice. It's different. It's unusual.
Fair enough.
And it was $30 for two. So I'm getting my money's worth. So,
Nice.
I don't know. Probably won't. I don't know. I thought I liked it, but I'm not going to rush out and do this again. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's like meh.
It's a bit meh, but the price is right. You know, for the sake of it, for getting two for the price of one ordinarily nice bottle of wine, I mean, you can't complain. You know what I mean?
Well,
you couldn't. Well, I could, but it's not like it's a Nightmare Dollars Alice.
Nightmare Dollars Alice! Did you spend a lot of cash? What did you buy this week? Did it kick your wallet's ass? Now I'm broke! Now I'm broke! It's a joke! It's a joke! I've got no money! You've got no money!
Seriously, Mum, can I borrow $50? What'd you think of that one? Was it a bit heavy-handed?
Yeah,
Was it a bit
sweet.
ham-fisted? Was it a bit ham-fisted? You don't think I tried to cram that
When
one
are
in
we
too much?
not?
Yeah.
Let's be honest. When are we not?
Yeah, that's really fair. That's really fair. Well, as I said at the top, this is the Nightmare Dollars Alice, a segment where Ryan and I discuss things that we've spent a ton of money on, or maybe none, as it's been the last couple of weeks. Well, not the last couple of weeks, but for some of the weeks. The idea is we'll spend the money on the Vanguard very soon, folks. We're so close. We're getting there.
So close.
Almost there. But instead, we'll aim it at other fun little bits and pieces in our lives, other collectibles, you know, sporting things, you know. Ryan, you can go first again, my friend. Any Nightmare Dollars spent this week?
Well, after shelling out a bit of money for the hockey, I'm back to let's be a pleb and not do much.
Eating
Thinking
soup out of a can?
Dreaming. Yeah, pretty much. Dreaming of a lot, but those dreams are too far-fetched at the moment.
Oh, well, that's sad.
What about yourself?
Well, I've spent too much money. So, Lego Masters is back, and it's reinvigorated is the word I was looking for. My Lego Mario collection, because naturally they released a bloody Luigi one, and I tagged Ryan in that one on Facebook, and within seconds of tagging him, I'd already purchased it, and so I re-tagged him saying, I've actually bought it, don't stress. So I've purchased that. It's not coming out until August, so I'm not going to have it for a very long time, which is a bummer. But then it made me go, well, I never bought that Bowser's Castle. Right? I kept forgetting. And then on one week, we were at the shops, Ryan and I. Why were we with it? Well, we were there for some reason. What were we doing?
Shoes.
For the wedding. We had popped into the old Target, and there was the Bowser's Castle there. And it was $108, down from $130. And I went, I just spent $250 on shoes and a shirt. I'll pass. But I checked Amazon, and Amazon had it for $104. And so I went, I should buy this, but I won't. Anyway, I went in on the weekend, and it's all back to being $130, anywhere between $130 and $160. It's a nightmare dollars. So I went on Amazon, and Amazon has it for $127. That's the cheapest out of the retailers, or so I thought. Jumped online today, and I found a place that does it for $100. Sent it to Ryan and said, "What do you reckon?" Ryan goes, "Buy that immediately." But I do a bit of research on this website, and there's not a single positive comment about this site. It's called like Great Shop. It's called like greatshopping.com.au. I'd never heard of it until right now, right? And I've bought plenty online, never seen that site before. And it's got 0 reviews, all this other stuff. So I just wasn't comfortable handing them $100 because if something goes wrong, whatever, to try and get it back is a different story altogether. So I was deflated. Until then I saw on eBay, someone had it for $105. Brand new in the box still, the whole thing. So I ummed and ahed, and I bought it. I thought, stuff it. I'll buy it. Well, I need it. I can't not have it. So I bought it.
I understand your Lego affliction.
Yes. Yes, you, of all people, should.
Because I'll put you
son of a
onto it.
bitch. I know, son of a bitch. Hey, mine's only Mario Lego. I'm only going the Mario route. And now I've got to go to bloody EB Games and spend over $70 there to get... Now, hang on. This is what bothers me, right? Okay. So if you spend over $70 at EB Games, they give you a gold coin that's a Lego Mario gold coin. The Luigi one was $89. It doesn't say I'm getting the coin, though.
Oh.
All of the others have the coin emblem next to them. That doesn't. And I didn't realise that the coins were still there. So I'm almost having to buy something else from them over 70. Now, it gets worse because all the items that are automatically over 70, you can get on Amazon for $40 cheaper.
Oh,
so
no.
Is that gold coin really worth $40? Of course not, because it's firstly, it's not going to be real gold. No. But the fact that that came out at almost the start of this year, right when this podcast started, that promotion was being offered. So that was what, 13 episodes ago.
Yeah, 13 weeks. 13 weeks.
Yeah. It's been 3 months. So it's still, the gold coins are still there. So I might have to go into. You know what? Right, what are you doing tomorrow?
Oh, nothing.
Yeah, let's go to one of the Zing stores or the EB Games. Let's poke our heads in at lunchtime.
I'll see if I can.
I'll see if. Give me a coin. What do I have to really spend the $70 to get the coin?
How much for a coin?
Yeah, they're not gonna look. Clearly, they're not selling. So I was gonna buy one. What do you reckon? Oh, come on! They'll give it. Do you know how many times I've walked into an EB Games after pre-ordered games have come out, bought the game not pre-ordered, and said not even in the collector's set, said, "Hey, do you have any collector's set stuff left?" And they go, "Yeah, here you go," and they give it to you for free. You know when Battleborn, they had the little figure that was coming with them. I said, "Guys, do you have any more?" And they went, "Yeah, here, have one," because no one's buying it, and I can't imagine many people are going into EB Games to buy the Mario Lego.
No, I don't think it's a high up there store to buy Lego from.
No, because their Bowser's Castle is $160. They have it at the worst. Theirs is the highest I've seen. $160. Where do you get off? No, I mean, they price match. They price match, but so what? I can price match them to bloody Target for $127. No, thank you. $129 actually.
But then you get the coin.
Yeah, but the coin's not worth $20 to me because I got it for $105. See what I mean? Problematic. Okay. It's problematic. You know, it doesn't mean that much to me. But you'd know that if you asked me, Ryan. If you had have asked me, did that mean anything to me? You would have known that. But you just assumed because you didn't ask. You know what you didn't do? Yes. You didn't drive check in. All right now, for all you boppers out there in the big city, all you street people with an ear for the action, I've been asked to relay a request from Podfight Vancast. It's a special for the listeners, that real live bunch who play Vanguard. And I do mean the listeners. Here's a hit with them in mind.
Drop, check in. We want to see you wearing a grin. No need to be bitter, just let us know upon Twitter. Hashtag Hi Ryan, let us know if you're flying. Or maybe you're glad to listen to me sing you the song in the perfect key. I know what you're thinking, this is your favorite song. Well, let us know on Twitter, give us that Nathan. Drop check in right now. It's the drop check in right now. Drop.
Yeah, no, I didn't. I didn't care enough.
Well, you know who does care, right? Our listeners. Our listeners care.
Yes.
They are the ones taking to Twitter and telling us how much they care. And this week, we have two more people, who have decided that they wanted to take to the tweets and let us know how they are and to check in with us. And I think that was absolutely wonderful. So, but before we check in with them,
I loved it.
Oh, I'm thrilled. Before we check in with them, though, Rye, how are you?
Well, I'm good. A bit of pain, but yeah, going good. Yourself? How are you? Are you happy that I'm finally asked?
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, now I am. You cheeky git. So the problem is, like we said, we should just get straight into the news. We should just ignore this segment. And no, we should ignore talking to each other until we get to this segment, because you and I have already spoken about it.
We really should.
We really should. You and I are great. We've had a great time. Long week. Very sore.
Yeah.
Covered in welts. Like, I'm covered in bruises. And I realised too, next time you've got a hickey and someone asks, "Hey, where'd you get that hickey from?" You go, and they because they make fun of you. You go, No, I just went paintball and got shot in the neck. Because I'll tell you, like, look at that one. That looks. I wish the people at home could see that. It looks like a hickey, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Well, sort of.
There you are.
Oh, yours is nothing. Mine's black and blue.
Exactly.
Look how gross that looks. It's not good. It's really not good.
Yeah.
But I reckon
think that's my worst one as well.
Is
so
that
I'm
all
quite
it
happy.
is? Oh, you son of a gun. So, folks, I've got this big red welt covered with like a black and blue ring around it. Ryan just showed me one of his like shoulder blade there, or the top of his shoulder there, and it's like sort of pink. Yeah, okay, mate.
It's like a little pink ring. It's like,
I've got it almost.
is it skin or is it?
I know. It just looks like you just sort of got a bit of a texture and gone over yourself.
Yeah.
Come on.
I'm like, I've got to fit in somehow.
Now, like I said though, before we check in with our new listeners, we're going to go back to last week. You might remember I was advocating for a brand new avatar for the Van Gangsters for Podfight Vancast, and I said that Steel Dildo should be our new avatar. Kate said yes. I said yes. You said no. Your new loli. Well, I know what you said. Your new loli has tweeted us a meme, gave us a meme. And it basically is just Steel Dildo over and over and over and over and over and over again, with Robert Downey Jr. on it. I really appreciate that, honestly. I think that's great. Saying that they cast their vote for Steel Dildo. So there you go. It's official. You've been outvoted.
Great.
The people have spoken. The new avatar card for our decks is the Steel Dildo. I love it. I honestly love it.
Which they've changed the name completely.
Did they?
Did they? I'm pretty sure they did.
No. Well, look, I'm not going to go look, so there you go. All right, hang on. I'm going to go look. While we talk, I'm going to go look. No, they didn't, did they?
I'm pretty sure it was the
No, I know what you're thinking.
Wasn't it?
No, that they did change Electric Snake Boy. Yeah, the Plunderer. Yeah, no, the Plunder Dragon became plumber. Like the. Yeah, Plumber Dragon. He became Lightning Thief, like Percy Jackson in the Lightning Thief card. They even memed it. They actually made a reference to Percy Jackson and the Lightning Thief. So that's no. I've checked. It's still Express Dragon, Steel Dildo. So that's okay.
Oh, okay. Oh.
Nothing changed.
I'm happy.
There.
I'm not happy.
Good. I am thrilled. that it's there. And who else I'm thrilled about?
Joined the Van Gangsters.
They've joined the Van Gangsters, whether they wanted to or not, but they have. It is ZRAM and Sugarplum Streams. So ZRAM tweeted us the other day and said, I've been listening to this because I've been digging the overdress anime. Hear, ZRAM. Hear. Couldn't agree more. Mm-hmm. And Nathan sounds like Reese Darby, and I could listen to Reese Darby read the phone book and be entertained. Hashtag, hi Ryan. Well,
hashtag
I will take that compliment all day long. I quite like Reese Darby.
Yeah.
And if I sound like him, then flush and chops, so on and so forth. Fly to the Concords. Everything else.
Please stop.
Vanguard. Stunky. What else is it? Sucks. I didn't say sucks. I said sucks. I had sex with sucks people. There you go. Pretty. That's my Kiwi accent. Don't let Kate hear it because her family is from New Zealand and they'll think that was bad. So ZRAM.
Yep.
Oh, and ZRAM also liked your new Loli's tweet about Still Dildo. So ZRAM cast his vote too. So there you go.
Oh, okay. So I'm completely out.
You are completely out.
Oh.
So take that.
Yep.
ZRAM and your new Loli know what's going on.
No.
And as we said as well, Sugarplum Streams has joined us as well. And Sugarplum Streams has said, and it's a really nice tweet, just wanted to tell you guys I've marathon listened to your show. It's helped me get through a really tough move. Thanks, and keep up the fun shows. With a little thank you from I've drawn a blank on its name, and I had it right there. The cat. You know that fat cat? Pusheen. The cat. Well, Sugarplum Streams, thank you for listening, and we're always happy to get people through tough moves, tough times, whatever, because we're just here to have fun, and we're here to bring you into it as well. We want you to have fun. Engage us.
Yeah,
we're a gang.
Exactly.
We're a gang.
Have a bit of fun. Hashtag hi Ryan. Give it back. I'm handing it back to you. Saying hi to the universe. And the universe saying hi back. It's quite good. It's quite good. It's nice. It's nice. And thank you.
Yeah, absolutely, guys. And see, this is the thing. I think Ryan and I have said this a few times now, that we're not doing this podcast for literally anything else but to just he and I talk to each other about Vanguard. I had no intention or belief that we would get any interactions, to get anybody talking to us, anybody even listening, quite frankly. And I think that's the problem that people have, that people come up with this and go, I want to get rich quick, or I want to get popular and big and all of that. And they get disillusioned by that whole thing of creating a YouTube channel, for instance, not getting those thousands of views instantly and just being disappointed and giving up. And I think the thing for us is that was never that's not a reality. I mean, hey, if it happens, that's awesome.
Yeah. And, you know, you got to hit the groundwork. We were just happy that we just had an idea and we're like, why not? Let's just talk about it. We talk about it normally. Why don't we just put a microphone in front of us, have a good fun? And we are.
Yeah.
And I've been enjoying it. So thank you, everyone.
Yeah, exactly. I love it. And the fact that we've got even just a couple of people tweeting at us saying, hey, we're having fun listening to you guys. Awesome. Well, we have fun talking to you guys. We're not talking for anyone. We're talking for ourselves.
Exactly.
But we're talking to you guys. You know, this is a dialogue. So, you know, if you ever want to engage us, talk to us, hey, tweet at us, email us. I told you, it's podfight@gmail.com. Tell us a story about Vanguard. Yeah. You know, we'll do, in this segment, we will talk about, if you've got a fun story that happened at Vanguard, let us know. Send us an email, tweet at us, tell us something fun that happened. We'd love to read it out and be part of your lives too, because with COVID and everything going on, it's a really hard time for everyone out there, and let's make it a one Vanguard nation, guys. Come on, join the Van Gang.
Nation.
So, Sugarplum Streams, ZRAM, how are you guys? I hope you're well.
Hope you're well. Welcome to the gang.
Hope you're doing well. Welcome to the gang. Exactly. You'll get your jacket sent out to you too, don't worry. Let us know your measurements and your sizes and everything you need. If you really want one for your action figures, let me know, because I absolutely am considering it. Getting a bunch for like all my guys out. Oh my god! I got a notification from Ringside Collectibles that a bunch of my AEW figures have shipped and I forgot I bought them. So that's exciting. Now, those were Nightmare Dollars, but we've already spoken about those ones. So those are ones that like, yeah, those ones are like from when, remember in January where I bought some and then the next week they're like, hey, here's some more. They're finally shipping now. That was the start of the podcast. So, yeah, I mean, that's some big news right there. The stuff that I bought 3 months ago is finally on the way to me. It's going to arrive at some point, and I will tell everybody about it when it arrives. Because that will be news to me. But you know what's news to our listeners, Ryan? You know what's news to our listeners? Break riding news! Stand up. It's break riding news. Give you information, we ain't leaving clues. We just tell the truth about that Vanguard life. Not some celebrity in trouble with his wife. Maybe it's a card you like. Maybe it's a card that just ain't right. Boom, boom, 1, 2. Hit you with that insight. So stand that Vanguard. We here all night. Aight? It's break riding news. It's break riding news. It's break riding news. Give you information, we ain't leaving clues. We out of here. Retire that rear.
That wasn't ham-fisted.
Oh, dude, they've been bad this week, haven't they?
Oh,
I might as well just basically say like. Anyway, segue time.
Anyway, next segment. Yep.
Anyway, next segment. Move along. Well, Ryan, we're at 26 minutes as of when I just said 26, so when it edits down, it may be longer, it may be shorter, I don't know. But that's pretty good. That's probably the longest we're going to talk about anything, because there's not much to talk about this week with the news. I mean, we've got reveals for that Fighters, what is it, the Festival
Collection 2021. I said the same thing to my brother. I'm like, oh, hey, have a look at these new cards in this Fighters Collection. He's like, I can't find this Fighters Collection. I'm like, oh.
It's like, you're just doing it wrong. Yeah, what are you doing? Fighters. I said festival, Justin. I said festival. I'm pretty sure you said Fighters, Ryan. No, I didn't. I think you'll find him wrong. I mean, you're wrong. That's what I meant. Yeah, I guess you're right. How is Justin? Is he all right?
Yeah, he's all right. He's going good. He's going good.
Now, is he gonna join the van gang when it's all said and ready to run?
I think so. I think I've got him in for Stokeia, which is good. We needed a Stokeia player after I've gone. No.
Well, that's right. You're the Dark States. I'm Keta. Kate is Dragon Empire. We need a bloody Stokeia player, and we need a Brandt Gate player. Van Gang, if you're in Australia, and in Melbourne specifically, hit us up. Let us know. Join the team. We need a fifth. Just saying. I'm just saying. Now, people are here for the news, though. Ryan, in terms of card reveals, we've had the entire Fighters, damn it, I did again, Festival Collection revealed. Now, it's funny. We were really crapping on it hard last week about a stupid concept. Yeah. And they've revealed them all, and gotta say, rest in peace, Dragon Empire.
We were also saying like, oh, don't even look at it. It's not even worth it. Don't
waste your time.
Don't waste your time. Now I've looked at one card, especially for Dark States, and I'm just gone. Definitely buying this card.
Yeah, I know, and I'm definitely not. Depends on how much the box is now, because it may be worth just buying one box to do an unboxing or something. But we'll buy the separate cards because, look, you don't need 4 of any of these, absolutely not, and you may only need 2. And by rights, you could just buy 2 boxes and you'd get all of them. Because there's one guaranteed per the thing, is my understanding. So I don't know if it's going to be worth buying them, but Dragon Empire got hit bad. I mean,
yes,
we've already spoken about them. We'll rehash them, I guess, very, very quickly to remind everybody. But we'll do that at the end, because we'll talk about who they revealed for the remainder of them. So, Ryan, why don't you take us away, because Dark States is up next,
Yes,
Tell
it
us,
is.
tell us about the Dark State cards that got revealed.
So this one is what I think is my favourite. He is a Diablos Boys Jared. He is a grade 2. He's 10,000 attack power.
Obviously.
And he's got action on the rearguard circle, 1 turn. Cost, Counterblast 1, Soul Blast 1. Choose one of your units with Diablos in its card name, and it gets power 10,000 until end of turn.
Great
Very
for the
nice.
final rush. Great for final rush. And you know what? Considering you're not counterblasting at all in that deck, and Soul Blast, but I need what's his name? What's his name? Bruce to have
for
Soul.
Bruce. Honestly,
It looks like you're going to have way more than that if you play it just relatively properly. But anyway, continue. His second ability.
And his second ability is Auto on the rearguard. When this unit attacks, if you are in final rush, your opponent cannot intercept until end of that battle. Wow.
Okay. That's just a little bit of a kick in the teeth when it comes to it. Like it's a really, really useful. That's just a useful little ability at the end.
The cherry on top. You know what? His first
yeah,
ability was good, and then you just put a little bit of a cherry on top.
It's a free ability. You don't have to be in final rush, which, as we know, is impossible
Final
to
rush
not be
is
into
final
final rush. Yep, we know that it's impossible to not get there. I mean, with you, if you Persona ride, he gets 10k, so he becomes a 20k. If you counterblast Soul Blast, you can give him the 10k power. It's any unit with your Diablos. It's not any other. You could put him to 30k. He attacks. They can't intercept. You then use Bruce to restand. He attacks the second time. That's two 30k attacks, and that's not including any of the other cards that can give power to people. So
yeah, quite
that's actually not a bad card.
Maybe 3 cards for him, maybe.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I reckon he's pretty damn good. Might put 3 in there.
All right. Well,
I'll figure it out.
Well, hey, plenty of play testing to try out.
100%. All right,
give us our next one.
Degraded Age Dragon. This is a grade 1. It is 8,000 power, and it is auto. When this unit is placed on rearguard circle, if your soul has 5 or more cards, cost, discard a card from your hand, choose one of your opponent's back row rearguards, and retire it. Not too shabby either.
Pretty solid card, and I think this guy plays better in. Look, he'd play in both decks. We just said that you could easily fill up your soul, but you don't really want to be discarding cards in a Bruce deck because you don't seem to have much ability to do that. However, in a Barrow Magnus deck, plenty of not plenty, but there's enough card hand advantage in that deck that I don't think missing a card is going to be too noticeable. I mean, it's a -2 for them to -1, so it's -1, but still, that's a good card.
And you can get rid of a very nasty booster.
You can get rid of a very nasty Stoicheia booster, to be particular, too.
Shall we talk about that later?
We will talk about that later. So ultimately, I think that the Dark States have 2 winning cards given to them that support both decks very, very well. So we'll keep that in mind as we move along to our next set ones, which I was wrong. I would have thought that Keta Sanctuary would go next, but it was actually the Brant Gate who followed next. So let's have a look. I'll read these ones for the sake of it.
Yep.
Our first one that came out was the Aurora Battle Princess Spark Lemon. I don't know if it's going to be Spark Lemon or Spark Lemonade, or if it's going to stay as Lemon, because they've changed some of the Brant Gate Battle Princesses, or whatever they were called. The Aurora Battle people. So we'll see. But this is a grade 2, 10k power, which is all the standard. I don't think anybody's anything different. But when this unit, while on rearguard, mind you, when this unit's attack hits, choose up to 2 unit cards from your opponent's drop and imprison them in your prison. Put them into your order zone that has a prison. Now, this one's caused a bit of a stir on the internet, as I've seen, because this is a really, really useful card.
Yes.
Because you can, against, say, Stoicheia, you can prevent cards coming back out of their drop. However, in the same sense, they can use the ability to call that out of your prison using their own stuff. But I suppose it's designed to prevent infinite loops, because if it's something's in your drop and you can cycle it out of your drop, do you really want to call it to rear? And the other thing is too, I could just focus on triggers. I could use this and lock and imprison, two of your triggers. Are you really going to want to spend
a counterblast
to get triggers. Those triggers? Yeah, because you're going to have to put those triggers on your rear guard.
And you'll be getting that power with all your other cards. Like, originally I was just like, when I saw this card, I was like, why would I want to do that? This seems like a silly idea. And then I got actually thinking. And then, triggers, just... Because it's...
crappy cards.
Yeah. If I was Brantgate, do triggers. Yes, they're not going to be good cards, but it's just cards that I'm going to get the power with.
And it fills your prison.
Yeah, and the other person's like, am I going to waste a counterblast? Well, yes, I will, most likely, because I don't want you to get the power.
Exactly. And the thing is, too, because it's like, yes, I would normally be focusing on units that are on your field to try and remove your field, but you're going to be trying to get them back desperately. If you let this attack through, and I then add two triggers from your drop zone to my prison, right? And let's say I've got 2 others in there, I'm at 4. Yeah. You have to pay 2 counterblasts to get them all out of there. Because most of these things work from just 2 or more in a prison. Yeah. And this unit gives you that 2 instantly. Yes, it's on hit. Yes, the Brantgate police line doesn't have much in the way of superpower. That's more of the Cardinal, like the Link Joker-esque guys. Yeah. But this causes pressure. Like, you don't want to let this attack through. So you have to make sure you stop this attack if you don't want them filling up their prison to start firing off good abilities. So, is it useful? Yes. Is it easily stopped? Sure. But you're going to have to waste resources no matter what you do to stop this card. And I think that's what people sort of ignore, because on-hit abilities aren't great. Yeah. Well,
but this looks good.
You can make this useful.
It looks good.
I think this is great. Sorry, I just had a sip of wine. So... we'll drop it. Very coffee. So we'll go across then to the other unit there, which is the Twin Press Smasher. This is a very Nova Grappler unit. So Nova Grappler based, at least. Grade 2, 10k power as always. Its act ability is once per turn. Counterblast 1 and rest this unit. Choose one of your opponent's front row rear guards and retire it. It's useful. It would see some play. But it's not going to really see play in a police-based deck. So you're going to have to put this into the Cardinal, Deus deck or whatever it is. The Full Moon Rising guys, the Dark Knights. Is there room for this?
Worth a unit?
Yeah, that's the question. Is there room for this? Probably, I guess. It's a good ability, a very good ability. Counterblast and arrest, whatever. You can work around it. But ultimately, it's not one of the weaker ones, and it's certainly a very, very useful card. Like, this is the thing to take away here. Incredibly useful. It's a retire. And this is front row, not like the other one, which was a back row for the Degraded Dragon, who was, discard a card when you've got 5 or more soul. So he's going to be a lot easier to get off, and he pops a back row. This guy's a counterblast. Sure, you're not really chewing through counterblasts, and it's a rest, so you do lose an attack. But they lose a card too. So it allows you to pop really problematic cards. Again, like against Dragon Empire, you can pop the Virena Valiente, and that gets killed, and that stops you having to get over 40,000 power to destroy it. Just saying. There you go, an almost free retire, folks. So if you're playing the Brantgate, might be something to consider. Ultimately, though, still pretty good. It's not. I don't think it's necessarily better than Spark Le Mans, but I think it's good.
Yeah.
All right. Ryan, it's me again. With now my mains, the Keta Sanctuary. And we have introduced to us another gorgeous card. Very, very good-looking card. The Harp Bow of Heavenly Music, Alpheon. Grade 3, as you'd expect. 13k power. Yeah. Very nice. Mm-hmm. Its skill is on rearguard once per turn. If you have 3 or more grade 3 units, Counterblast 1, this unit gets plus 5k power until end of turn, and if you Persona Road this turn, draw a card. So that's 2 cards on a Persona Ride, pretty good, and it's a 15k power for a front row unit on Persona Riding. Pretty good. Pretty good. Do we need...
Not bad.
You know, it's... For a filler pack, like for a card that doesn't necessarily need to be played, this is really good. Like this is a really useful card. Do you need it though? No. I'll say this, you don't need to put this in your deck. You've got other draw options, you've got other power up options. And this is sort of, I suppose this is relegated to needing to be Persona ridden to use that ability. And from what I'm seeing, not many people are Persona riding. Like, a lot of the stuff I'm watching and looking at, people don't get around to Persona riding. Which I find very, very interesting, because it looks like the game's finished before you even really get a chance to Persona ride. So,
okay.
I don't know. I don't know if this is going to be overly useful. Its ability is good, but it's way too... I think the Counterblast sort of ruins it for me. If it didn't have Counterblast, this card would be great. Like, if you have 3 or more, it gets 5k power, and if you Persona Road, you get to draw a card. Or if it was even like, discard a grade 3. Whatever.
Yeah.
But a Counterblast in a deck that uses its Counterblasts quite... has a few cards that need that sort of thing going on there. I just think it might be a bit costed for something that's not necessary. But it's still a better than a Dragon Empire card.
Yeah.
Any other thoughts, really
Ryan? No, I agree. Unfortunately, as we keep saying, Dragon Empire. But anyway, it looks good. And yeah.
Yeah.
Useful, but yeah, as you said, Counterblast heavy.
Yeah, it's Counterblast heavy. You know who is not Counterblast heavy, though? And that's Gold Gaon, the other Keta Sanctuary unit that's been introduced to us. A grade 2 as well. Not as well. The other one was a grade 3. So a grade 2 instead. 10k, blah, blah, blah. So its ability is... It's a wolf. Or it's like... We'll talk about that actually in a second. Sort of like a wolf sort of thing going on. Its ability is auto. When placed on rearguard, Soul Blast 1, call a grade 1 from hand, and until the... And that unit that called gets 5k power until end of turn. So, it's Soul Blast 1 to call a grade 1 to give it 5k power. It's super convoluted.
Yeah.
That's a really convoluted power. I mean, I don't know if I'm missing something here. Like, is there a unit that's like when called from hand at the moment? Is there anything like that?
Yeah, I don't know. Honestly, I haven't been looking too much into the Keta.
Well, sorry, I mean, I haven't. No, I haven't either. Anything beyond the grade 3s, and I mean, this guy call a grade 1, and that grade 1 that's called gets 5k power. I mean, okay, odd card. Sorry, pardon me, I just hiccup there. Odd card. I don't really get it. So this is probably in line with me for being as useless as a Dragon Empire card. Except at least I guess Dragon Empire's... No, sorry. I guess at least the Keta Sanctuary version here sort of gives you a useful power, I guess. Maybe, kind of. I don't know. I don't know. I don't like this. I don't like this at all. I think it's bizarre. Kind of dumb. Which is a shame. But it's interesting to note that the Gals, so you know, like Flogul and all of that, well, they're no longer a thing, and now Gaon seems to be a thing, or Gaon, Gaon. So they've replaced them. Took them 3,000 years to die. So hey, if my dog lives for 3,000 years, good for him.
Yeah, good on him. I do like.
All right, I like him too. Old Morrison, he loves you. Now, that's me done, right? Why don't you take us to the last 2 cards?
Right, so this is Stokea. This is a grade 3. This is Hydro Rail Dragon. He is 13. 1,000. I should say the 1,000. It's not just 13.
No, he's a little higher than just 13.
Yes. So he's got an ability, Auto Rearguard Circle. When this unit attack hits a Vanguard, cost, retire this unit. Choose a grade 3 unit card from your drop and put it into your hand. Interesting.
It's another on hit, and this one has to hit specifically a Vanguard. We should say that the that Aurora Lemonade or Limone just had to hit a rear. It could hit anyone. It only had to hit. This has to specifically hit a Vanguard, and it allows you to call a grade 3 unit from your drop to put into your hand. The only way I can see that being useful, and correct me if I'm wrong, Ryan, would be to Persona Ride.
That's what I think as well, because it's also, there is some nice grade 3 orders, but this says grade 3 unit. So,
Yeah.
unfortunately, you can't grab a nice order. I think it is just for getting Zorgo again. I would definitely probably use this more in a Zorga deck than a High Beast deck, but then again, that it would work in the High Beast deck as well, with a good old Magnolia.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Actually, now I kind of think it could work with the Magnolia.
Well, it would, because you could...
Magnolia deck, wouldn't it?
Because you can throw this guy in the back row.
Yeah.
It protects him, and you can keep attacking from the back row and hope that your opponent has to let it through, allowing you to Persona Ride next turn.
Yeah.
If you've got a Magnolia in your
Drop zone.
drop. But that being said, we've got plenty of soul blasting units. You can soul blast a Magnolia on the basis that you're going to hope to be able to get this guy off. It totally makes sense.
If you had to quickly use that for a perfect guard.
Yeah, exactly. You could burn it out for a perfect guard to try that. But ultimately, and I think in the comments here on the wiki say that Protobulb seems like the best Persona Ride recycler out of all the nations, and that's correct, because that's not as hard.
It's a nice Dark States card, that one.
Yeah, that's right. This needs to hit a Vanguard, and I mean, you're going to just try and block the crap out of this just so your opponent, A, so you don't take damage, but B, so your opponent doesn't get to go for a Persona Ride next turn anyway. You want to try and limit those as best you can if they're going to go for it. All right, Ryan, give us our last one then.
All right. So
One of the cutest cards they've revealed.
It is a very cute card. It is Sylvan Horned Beast Corsi.
I'd say Corsi.
Corsi? Let's say Corsi. It is a grade 1 card. It is 15,000 power. That is right.
So
grade 1.
Sorry, Ryan.
15,000.
No, I think you mean 8,000. I don't know why. See, I've been confused. You kept reading out the power levels, and it doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah.
And now I see you've made a mistake. So I think you meant to say 8,000.
No. 15,000. 15,000. Grade 1.
Excuse me?
What?
Exactly. That's my Jar Jar Binks impression.
Though it does have a very what's the word?
Specific restriction.
Yes, thank you. A very restrictive ability, which is this card cannot be ridden or called other than to the back row center. So it's a booster.
Yeah.
Or with a high beast, Magnolia,
Horned beast, but yeah.
Attack.
That's
so yeah. I wouldn't have more than 2.
Yeah.
2 probably the most.
I think this is a really, really fun and unique card to have put in because it gives you a Vanguard. That's the best booster that I think we've seen in terms of sheer power, excluding the Brantgate Dark Knights guys who creates those tokens, who is a 15k grade 1 as well, who actually isn't as restricted because obviously it can go into any column. But in terms of if this one could realistically be played in any deck, you could put this in a Zorga deck. You could put this in the Sylvan Horned Beast deck anyway.
Mm-hmm.
You wouldn't. I don't know why you'd bother. You wouldn't bother with this in Zorga, frankly.
Not really. Yeah.
But you could. You know what I mean?
Could?
And you could. You actually could.
And yeah, so I reckon this card, high rate in power and high rate in cuteness. It's got everything.
It does. But you know what it doesn't have?
What doesn't
Brian?
it have?
A shield.
Oh. I didn't notice that until you just said it.
I'll be honest with you, I didn't notice until I read the comments. So.
Oh, wow, yeah.
Oh, that sort of limits its viability a little bit.
Yeah.
Because if you've got a back row that you're pretty happy with, you're not going to put this over the top of it.
No. What are you meant to do with it? Like,
You can dump it into your guard circle anyway, because as we know, it doesn't matter what you guard with.
Yeah.
But
chuck it as a perfect guard.
Sentinel fodder, but that really limits its viability a little bit.
Yeah, you wouldn't think of it like that. It's like, grade 1 without a shield. But no, like, because of its other effects of can only go in a certain spot, it just restricts it even more. Like,
yeah, it kind of does.
Well, what are you meant to do with it when it's in your hand and you've already got either one in your... If you say put 2 units.
Yeah, I feel you have to.
Then...
You can't put it anywhere else, and I feel like you'd have to take advantage of this early game, having a high-powered boost, and then use it as a high-powered attacker from behind the Vanguard. But you're going to sacrifice your Vanguard's boosting abilities at the same time. So maybe look, it's still good. It's still very, very fun, unique card. Yeah. But it's probably a little too heavily restricted now. Without the shield, if it had a shield, I wouldn't argue against that. But it's lost it as it doesn't have a shield. I think it didn't need to. It should have just been this card cannot be ridden or called other than to the back row. Like maybe you couldn't have it in the front row. So it limits it from it would limit it from seeing significant play in a Zorga deck because it could boost, but I can use this guy as a 15k attacker in a Magnolia deck. Well, now you can only use it as an attacker once. You can't use it as, you can't have a back row of these guys, which I can appreciate. But it should have put a shield.
A good 5k shield, like a 5k shield. Is...
It's another restriction to it, isn't it? It's basically it can't be ridden, can't be called other than to the back row, and can't be put in the guard circle.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ouch.
Kind of lame. Still, very cute card.
Very cute.
So, overall, Rye, what do you think is the best card to come out of this deck? This box, should I say?
I'm very biased, and I'm saying Jared.
I'm going to have to agree with you. I think Jared is the best one. It's Diablos. It gets a final rush bonus. It can give 10k to itself, 10k to your Vanguard, 10k to that, what's his name? Eden, who gets a critical.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Like, you can use this to pump up anyone in your final rush deck, and you can stick it to your opponent because they won't be able to intercept anyway. So they might as well use their intercepts on somebody else because he's not going to. And plenty of these decks are getting things like, when this intercepts, it gets an extra 5k shield or whatever. Keep it off the field. You can't use it against me. And like I said, this thing gives you can give 10k power to Eden, who gets a critical. I mean, come on, that's something else. I gotta say, I think I agree with you, Ryan.
Yeah,
I absolutely agree with you on that one.
Yeah, definitely. Let's go with the Dark States. The Dark States definitely won that festival, it seems.
Well, there you go. I've just pulled up Eden. If you're in Final Rush, it gets an automatic 5k. If it stands, it gets a +1 critical. And if its attack hits, you can counterblast and retire a rearguard. Give that guy an extra 10k power on a Persona a Persona Ride as well. That puts him to 20, 30, 35 with an extra critical, and he can attack twice. Come on.
Yeah.
Come on. I love that. I think you're right. Bang on. The best card in that set is definitely Jared. Worst card, Ryan?
Oh, Jesus. Unfortunately, there's a couple of contenders now.
There is, but I think there is only one that takes the worst card.
It's... is it you reckon it's the rough eating dragon? Hungersaurus?
I do.
Yeah, so what was that one again? It was during your turn.
He gets 5... Yep, during your turn, he gets 5k power, and if your opponent has a front row rear guard, it cannot attack the Vanguard. So it becomes a 15k rear guard attacker.
Yeah.
Great. And, okay, you can turn around and say that maybe that Golgaon is pretty crappy too, that, it allows you to call a grade 1. But that grade 1 gets 5k power as well.
5k,
and it doesn't get restricted as to who it can boost.
Yeah.
Or who it can even attack. I mean, you can put it to 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. You can make it a 13k so it can hit a Vanguard anyway. It's no difference in types of shield that you have to do to block it. And if it can at least attack the Vanguard. This guy can't attack the Vanguard. And let's go a little bit crazy here. Let's say you're having a relative mirror match, so it's Dragon Empire versus Dragon Empire. Mm-hmm. Let's say I've got Chakrabarthi and Valiante on the field.
Yeah.
Virina Valiante, as we know, can get upwards of 40k power during your opponent's turn. This guy's 15. Right. I can't attack the Vanguard. Only one I can attack is your Valiante, who's at 40k. And I go, well, I can't hit. So this guy's completely and utterly useless to me.
Yeah.
Rough Eating Dragon, I'm sorry, you have taken Nathan's crap card of the week. I don't know. I need to come up with something. But that's the worst one. That's my take. The worst one.
It's just... Oh, and it makes me sad because it's a Takakazi card.
I know.
I'll just have to get... But, you know what? I'm in the Overdress series. Takakazi is no longer my friend.
Unfortunately. So I think... I think that each of their cards sort of speaks for themselves as to who's good and who's bad. And I think the worst two... you don't even have to say, oh, well, this one's good, this one's not good, rah, rah, rah. In terms of who they are as a set, the two cards that have been revealed for each of them, Dragon Empire has the worst with Mirren, Blaze Maiden Mirren, and Rough Eating Dragon Hungersaurus.
Whatever his name is.
For those who don't remember, Mirren goes into Soul and gives an Overdress unit 5k power. So, fine, fair enough. It boosts Soul for no one. So, those guys are the worst. I think then it has to become Keta Sanctuary. Keta Sanctuaries, as we know, so you've got Elphion and Gold Gaon. Mm-hmm. They're okay, but I think next to what we've got, they could be better.
Yep.
I think then goes the Stoicheo units with Hydro Rail and Sylvan Horned Beast Corsi. Mm-hmm. Hydro Rail, useful to some degree, and Sylvan Horned Beast is a little too restrictive, but still pretty good. So then, second would have to be, though, your Brant Gate with Aurora Battle Princess, Spark Lamone, and Twin Press Smasher. Both really, really useful for their respective decks. But number one in the Festival Collection has to go to the Degraded Age Dragon, the Jared, Diablos Boys Jared, for the Dark States. The two of those guys are so useful for any deck they go into.
Yeah.
Absolutely great. Absolutely great.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with your list. And yeah, I'm just happy Dark States is getting love. I finally picked a clan that, or a nation. I know,
Mr. Takakazi player who got absolutely no love whatsoever, especially in Legion, mate. Got no interest and no look-ins whatsoever. Ryan, it quite looks like Bushiroad has a bit of a thing for the Dark States.
Yeah, I'm happy.
I think that really shows with Danji, because they're really hamming up that Danji's an awesome player, and that he is basically the Kai this time around. And as we know, Dragon or the Kagero and mainly Kagero, Narukami to some degree, certainly got a lot of attention. But that was because of Kai. So Danji's effectively the Kai. He is our super duper good player. I love it. I love to see the Dark States. I was a Pale Moon player, so one of the decks that also got overlooked for a very long time. until Lugia came out, and then everybody started to weeb over it. I'm like, I was always a Pale Moon.
I was
player,
Pale
thank you very
Moon
much.
before you.
I was Pale Moon before you were. That's right. Hey, Nightmare Doll Alice, still my favorite card of all time.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that's really good to see, quite frankly. So, and I think that's where it's going to go.
Yeah.
Now, Ryan, you tagged me on Facebook the other day for a card reveal, and
Yes.
I looked at it and I memed back with Johnny Rose from Schitt's Creek. Watch it if you haven't watched it. It is hilarious. Such a light-hearted and funny comedic show. But he says, what am I looking at here? What am I looking at?
Yeah.
Because you tagged me in some cards that Card Fight Vanguard had released, and I immediately knew who it was, but I didn't know what was going on. It is Token Ranbu. It's an online game that's done some cross-promotion with Card Fight Vanguard in the past. You and I never, ever came up across it at all in our time playing, because you and I had stopped playing before Token Ranbu even came about.
Came apart.
And they're back before Card Fight Vanguard has even really got started. They've already shown that they're bringing it back again. So it must be popular, Ryan.
Yeah, it must be. Unfortunately, over here in Australia, not much.
Not at all. And I've got to say, I don't know why it's popular, because from the trial deck, I don't get it. I don't get it. What are we looking at here?
No, I don't know.
Yeah, but I don't know what it is we're looking at here. And I say this because, sorry, I get what Token Ranbu is. I did a bit of research around it.
Okay.
But we've basically just been told, oh yeah, by the way, there's a trial deck coming out on the 22nd of May in Japan. And then post that will be a booster set dedicated solely to the Token Ranbu nation. And they're called a nation. Now, I don't know how canon this whole thing is. Like, I don't know if this is going to be considered its own nation, or is it like, it's certainly not part of Lyrical Monasterio, right? It's not that. It's called Token Ranbu. So I just don't know.
Is it going to see play as well, like in tournaments and
stuff? There's the question, because it says it's going to be released in the both Japanese and English format. At least the booster box claims that. But there's no English release dates whatsoever. So I don't particularly imagine it's going to. And I think that's because Token Ranbu has zero attention in any of the Western world. You know what I mean? I don't think it's got any attention whatsoever.
Yeah.
And that's at least reading this. A lot of people are saying it's the deck they played. Oh, we did this, we played that. Oh, you know. But I gather those people probably either played it in Japanese or knew of the Japanese stuff and waited till it was English. But the way it looks is that it has no intention of becoming English. So I don't know whether you and I
will see
really
anything.
waste... Yeah, I don't know if we waste time, and I apologise for the phrasing, waste time, but I don't know if we waste time talking about what these cards are. And I've got a valid reason for that I like to argue, because, Ryan, I'm going to read to you what appears to be ace unit of this trial deck. It's not a start deck, it's a trial deck. So if you wouldn't mind, I'm going to tell you about it.
Hit me up.
Its name is Koshu Kiyomitsu Kiwame. And its ability is on Vanguard. So it's a grade 3, obviously. Sorry, should I say. Grade 3, 13k, all the standard kit and caboodle persona writing. On Vanguard, during your turn, if you have no face-up cards in your damage zone, it gets plus 10k power. So if I'm not mistaken, that's identical to Altmeal from the V-Series. So that's obviously if you've got no damage or if you've counterblasted everything, you get a 10k boost on your turn. Okay. And its second ability is Counterblast 1, Soul Blast 1. Look at the top card of your deck, put it on the bottom or top of your deck, and then draw a card. So it's not like it has its own set of abilities. It's basically piggybacking off of the Keta Sanctuary and really just the Royal Paladins in general.
Yeah.
And
much.
Also OTT. But there's nothing in this to this card. So, and I think that people are going to fanboy over these cards anyway, because I'm going to look at this comment here on the wiki where someone says, while it is quite simple, I actually quite like this. No, it's crap. I'm sorry to tell you. This is not a...
Tell me how you feel, Nathan.
It's not that it's crap, but it's just one of those promos that they sort of slap together with a really generic ability to make it not useful.
Yeah.
Right? That way you're not going to see this get played, and yet people are going to stand over these things and say, yes, I'm going to play it. Like, no offense to the guy who said it, but, like, you say you're going to play it, or you like it, but I'm sure you've badmouthed all the others.
Well, it's spending more money on something that's not that good. Sorry, like, unless I'm really invested in Token Rambo, I hope I've said that right. Like,
yes, I don't know either.
You know what I mean? I'm not going to purchase it. Like, if top of my head, if they did like something like that for like One Piece, I'm a fan of One Piece. I might, but even then, I'll be like second guessing myself because I'll be like, well, I'm just getting it for the pretty pictures.
This is just designed to move units, sell cards to people, and basically not trick you, but trick you into purchasing these cards that you otherwise wouldn't bother with and won't get any play out of, but will convince yourself that you're going to, because you're sort of like, oh yeah, I definitely love this deck. But I mean, look at this. Look at the grade 2. You ready? The grade 2's ability. When this unit is rode upon by... firstly, the grade 2's name is Kashu Kiyomitsu Toku. When this unit is rode upon by Kashu Kiyomitsu Kiwame, search your deck for up to 1 Yamatokami Yasuda, reveal it, put it in your hand, shuffle your deck, and on rear guard during your turn, it gets plus 2k power. That right there is just the Dragon Empire's ability, plus a searcher. Now, Yamatonokami Yasuada, its ability is Counterblast 1, it gets 5k power. If your Vanguard is Kashu Kiyomitsu Kiwame, it gets 10k power. Okay. Pretty bland too. So, it's nothing special. It's just a bunch of bland cards to make you buy cards. That's all it is. Yeah. Now, at the top of the show too, I made a crack that your cards are going to be the same, that you and I were the same card. And that's because when they revealed these, they actually revealed the grade 0 and the 2 as the identical cards, except their abilities were different. Right? They actually were their cards. It's just they printed the same image. They later released the corrected images, but it was very funny to see that they had actually printed the card, not printed, but designed the card with the other image with the words over it. It wasn't like they just said, hey, this is the grade 0, and it was entirely the grade 2 card. No, they had the grade 0 just with the grade 2's image. Like, it was all like the picture was identical, but the words were different. So that's a very interesting look at how they prepare these promos, like the promotional material, is that somebody sits there and does it, and somebody's just mistakenly put the wrong picture in.
Yeah.
Which I thought was super interesting.
Mistakes happen. Good on them. But,
Hey, it does.
It kind of seems like they're not really caring about it either.
I think so. And I think, again, it just falls to the fact that ultimately we just want to sell you a brand new deck, but you're not going to particularly use it. There is one interesting thing, though, to take away here, is it does include its own overtrigger called the Kashu Kiyomitsu Shinken Hisatsu, which is different to the current one we've got. It's probable that this guy will just be effectively a reprint of the generic one. And they're not going to give you a specific overtrigger, or they might just they might just copy the old overtriggers from somebody else, to be perfectly honest with you. Who knows? But be very curious to see. And the other thing to talk about is, though, they've also got the Token Ranbu rares, it looks like, and in the booster every card can be a Token Ranbu rare. I don't know what that means, but
no idea.
There you go. So like I said, I don't really think, Ryan, that we're going to spend much time talking about this unless it comes out to English. I don't really see the point, quite frankly.
I agree.
because it's not that I have a problem with it. I just don't, I mean, you and I aren't going to benefit from it, and I don't know how many of our listeners are going to play that. So if you are going to play it, let us know. We'll maybe take a few more of our comments a bit more seriously this time around, rather than saying I don't really get it or like it. But hey, if you're thinking about playing Token Ranbu when it comes out, let us know. Let us know. You know what we let everybody know last week that was wrong?
What was wrong?
That the anime was going to be showing a recap of the last 3 episodes.
I did say that.
You did say that.
I did say that.
And that didn't happen.
It did not happen. I was waiting for it. I was like, oh, yeah, it's going to come out today. Oh, maybe it'll come out later today. It didn't
happen. So rather than talk about that in the news, because you getting something wrong isn't news to anyone, let's talk about it in the Judge Shuffle. Judge Shuffle. Judge Shuffle. Judge Shuffle. Judging an anime. Judge Shuffle. Was it good or bad today? Let's find out.
Did you do that pause on purpose as well? Or?
I did that. No, that pause was on purpose too, to let the beat happen. It just goes, boom.
Fair enough.
Dong, dong, dong. Ding, 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 ding. Something like that.
Fair enough. All right. Well, so yes, I got it wrong. There was no extra episode or linking episode to link all 3 in. Yep.
Which, no, but all things considered, I find that a bit odd.
They just
because you're right.
Off.
Like you weren't wrong. It does say though that it was supposed to be it almost read like it was a recap.
Yeah.
And now that, was it supposed to be like, hey, take this week off to watch the last 3 episodes back to back so you can be up to date? Is that what they were doing?
Maybe. I might have missed it. I missed the boat with that one. I don't know. But hey, next week, episode 4, our 7-day crusade. And let's...
Do we have a synopsis for that yet, right?
We do not. It is the 497th episode of Cardfight Vanguard anime, though.
Jeez! All right, hey, 500th episode. Let's have a celebration. What do you reckon?
All right, so that's 3 episodes time. So episode 7. Luckily, we just in it because there was only 12 episodes this year. So we're in.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Cool. All right. Well, folks, we're going to have a celebratory episode for episode 500 of the Vanguard anime in general. Mm-hmm. Obviously not Overdress. Overdress has been going on for 3 episodes at this point. Mm-hmm. But let's do it. We'll do a bit of a celebration.
Why not?
Let's do a... you know what, Ron? Let's do a tweet along. Let's tweet with people while we're watching.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds fun.
Yeah, right.
On episode 500.
Yeah, right.
I think that's awesome.
Done.
500 episodes. Now, to be fair, though, it is separated episodes.
Yes.
So it's not like One Piece, who has 40 million episodes, but it's all one story.
I've watched every single one.
So you're up to date?
I am up to date.
That's awesome. I want to.
I have no life. It's okay.
Hey, no, and there's nothing wrong with that. You know what
It's just a good anime. It's a good TV show to watch. It's just like people watching, any other TV show.
Sure. Hey, it's nearly 10:30. You know what I'm going to do for the next hour, mate? Watch 2 episodes. That's what I'll do.
Very nice. 2,
maybe 3, because they're only 20 minutes long.
Yeah, they're only 20 minutes. You can watch 3.
Yeah, I can watch 3.
You can watch 4. You can watch 4.
Maybe I'll watch 4 then, big boy. Yeah. So we derailed ourselves very quickly
Yes.
talking about One Piece instead of Cup of Vanguard.
Yes,
So
let's go back. Zoom. Yeah, episode 4 this weekend for us.
Yep.
For you guys. Still
Friday.
I
think
Yeah, still this weekend. Yeah. There we are.
that's it. Nothing else to say.
No.
See, that was my point. This was going to be a quick episode. You and I have faffed about. We've got it to an hour and still 14 minutes. Yeah, it's closing in on an hour and 15.
Yep.
Once I've edited, I'm going to edit out. Yeah, there it is. I'm going to edit out some faff, but
Yeah.
there's nothing else to talk about, Ryan. We're going to have to take our 6 damage right now.
Oh, very quick game. Very quick game. Quick game's a
This
good
has
game.
been a quick game. Yeah, a quick game is sometimes a good game, especially when you're in pain.
Yes.
It's 10:30 on a Monday night, and you kind of want to go to bed.
Yeah.
This is one of those times where it's a good game. So, Ryan, don't guard, no guard, no guardo, and I just take that damage right now, let it through.
Yeah, I had the grade 1 Stoker unit, and I'm like, oh, guard. Oh, I can't guard. I just have to let it through. What a pity.
Oh no, Corsi let you down.
Corsi let me down. Shouldn't have put it in the
Maybe
deck.
if you had a called it to rear guard, you would have been able to deal me a 15k attack, but you didn't.
No.
You've held it in your hand, and Corsi has let you down. Of course he did.
Boom. You could be a dad with that dad joke. Jesus.
That was good, wasn't it? Hey, you know who is a dad?
Yeah?
Me, technically,
How?
because I'm growing a sourdough starter. My yeast. I've grown a sourdough starter, everyone. I am a proud father of a sourdough starter. He is a week old as of today.
Oh, very cute. I was very
Yeah.
afraid for you. I was like, oh, so what child support are you going to have to...
I know. I haven't told Kate yet. She hasn't quite worked out why I keep asking her to pee on a stick. So she'll catch on eventually, maybe. No, it's a sourdough starter. Come on.
Yep.
Mind out of the gutters, folks. I've been Nathan, he's been Ryan, and you've been listening to Podfight Vancast. Tweet at us at Twitter at Podfight Vancast. Check us out on Instagram at also Podfight Vancast, I believe. I haven't looked at it and we've posted nothing, so don't worry about it. I don't see the point of Instagram just yet. As soon as the cards are out, we'll do that. Get ready to check us out on TikTok as well.
Yes.
We will be doing packet openings. So every time Ryan or I decide to go down to the shops to buy packets, we will TikTok the openings of them on Tickfight Vantok. That's what I'm going to call it from now on. Tickfight Vantok.
Very nice.
But if none of that is your speed, send us an email at podfight@gmail.com. Like I said, tell us how you are. We'd love to hear you. We'd love to hear from you. Send us an email. And if you tell us a story, tell us a Vanguard story, whatever.
Tell us a Vanguard story. Tell us a nice game, and when we finally get the Overdress series back, get your friends in. Tell us a good game that you had with your friends. Try and get your friends that you used to play with, and just bring them back in, saying, "Hey guys, Vanguard. Remember Vanguard 10 years ago?
It's back with a brand new hat." Hey, and in fact, if you send us an email telling us about one of your favourite stories, I'll pick a winner and we'll send out you some trial decks. I'm serious. No one's interested in winning things. Maybe because it's on Twitter.
Yeah, maybe.
Email us. You can email. You have to have an email account for like listening to a podcast.
Surely,
I'm pretty sure. Don't you?
I don't know.
Don't you?
If you have to have one for Spotify account, don't you? I don't know.
And most of our listeners are from Spotify. So even if you email us, email me, tell me a funny story, and if I like your story, I will pick you, and I will email you back, and we'll send you some start decks so you and your friends can get back into playing Vanguard.
Yes.
That's what I want to do. I want to do that for people. I want to build this. As Matt, the intern from Bushiroad, said, without us, he wouldn't have a job. He tweeted that out today, saying how grateful he is that everyone's here and really supporting Vanguard because they got to 20,000 followers on Twitter.
Oh, wow.
Well, I want to help people keep playing Cardfight Vanguard because it's a game, Ryan, that you and I really bonded our friendship over.
We did.
We were friends prior to that.
But
I think that you and I become like the best of friends because of Cardfight Vanguard.
Yeah.
That you and I found a love for something that we could share. and it was just one of those wonderful experiences to make friends in such a fun way. And Cardfight Vanguard is such a fun game for everyone to be friends with. So come on, be friends with each other, be friends with us, tweet us, email us.
Hashtag
I don't know.
Hashtag hi Ryan. I'll say hi Ryan back. I'm saying hi Ryan.
Exactly. Ryan loves you. He'll hashtag you. So yeah, that's about it. I think that's all we have, Ryan.
Yeah,
isn't it?
that's shall we just cue the music? Or... I don't know how to do this.
It's that time again, time to say goodbye to a friend. Oh, don't cry, for we will ride again. Dry your eyes. Well, we will ride again. No sighs. We'll be back next week, my friends.